You can hear, I think, the 4 Rolls-Royce Bristol Olympus 202 engines spooling up 16,500. That's what I call a Vulcan takeoff. That's our Kev. The third man in the crew is the Air Electronics Officer, Phil Davies. He's sitting behind the pilots, facing backwards. We're very grateful for Silex ES allowing Phil to come and do this. He works for them full time, and they're here sponsoring the Reds enclosure, the Red Arrows enclosure today. So many thanks to Silex ES. So, watch as Vulcan XH558 comes round from the right. Kev will bring her in for a run-in and brake, and you'll see her coming in fairly fast, about 300 knots, 345 miles an hour. She doesn't do much more than that these days, but in the old days she used to be capable of 640 miles an hour at height. That's just short of the speed of sound. Everybody thinks she's a very big aeroplane. She isn't that big. She's about the same size as a small Airbus airliner, an A318. But of course, she's got this lovely delta shape. There's the run-in and brake. And I expect to see Kev bringing her back in towards us from the far side of the airfield. I was saying those Rolls-Royce Bristol Olympus engines, 16,500 pounds of static thrust, that's about 65,000 pounds altogether. And we were also mentioning the fact that it took this, or rather that aeroplane on the far side of the airfield took 21,000 pounds of bomb load, all that distance down to the Falkland Islands. And bear in mind that this was an aeroplane that first appeared on a scruffy piece of paper which still exists in 1946, designed by the same team that had designed the Lancaster. We saw the Lancaster earlier. Later this year there are going to be 2 Lancasters in this country. We very much hope that we're going to have a formation of the Vulcan and 2 Lancasters, and how amazing that will be. Here she comes again. You can see plenty of unburnt fuel coming out of the back of those engines, and it just stops as I said it. So the team that designed the Lancaster and this amazing aeroplane was led by Roy Chadwick. And it's amazing when you think that the Lancaster and the Vulcan were only 11 years apart. The Lancaster first flew in 1941, the Vulcan in 1952. But to look at them, you might think they came from different centuries. Sad to say, Roy Chadwick died in 1947 in an aircraft crash, so we never saw this brilliant design of his fly, and he didn't see it become the first successful operational delta-winged aircraft in the world. But his work was taken over by Stuart Davies. And if you were lucky enough to have got on one of the underwing tours this morning, I was saying, if you were lucky enough to got on one of the underwing tours this morning, you might have seen your name in the Bombay, because the Bombay is completely taken up with names of people who've sponsored somebody to have their name in there. Unfortunately, there is no more space left now. There will be more tours tomorrow if you're coming back, but I'm sad to say you won't be able to go on an underwing tour when she lands, because she has to be taken over to the other side of the airfield. You see the bomb doors closing as she comes by this time. Got its first Vulcan in July 1956, and of course at that time she was carrying the nuclear deterrent.
Wow, look at that dog.
And of course this year, 2014, it's 25 years since the fall of the Berlin Wall, 1989, and the collapse of European communist regimes which eventually ended the Cold War. And Frederick Forsyth, the great author, says it's a fool of a nation that doesn't honour its veterans and revere its saviours. Through its long career, the RAF Vulcan was both of those things. At the height of the Cold War, the most dangerous years, 56 to 69, silent and invisible, Vulcan patrolled the perimeters of hostile airspace. When tensions were at their highest, Vulcan held the line, saying by its presence to any aggressor, "Do not even try it." They didn't. Here she is with the wheels down, all 18 wheels. Flying from that turn there. You see the wheels coming down again. She's flying downwind. This is going to be, he's going to land off this approach, and that'll be the end of the display. Today, I'm sad to say, we shan't be seeing the braking parachute. If you're here tomorrow, you probably will see it then. But I should just quickly say, thank you so much for all the support you give to Vulcan XH558. Without you, it couldn't be done.
Yeah, I was going to say, a helicopter could.
We should also thank a whole lot of people from the aerospace industry, Sir Jack Hayward, Eddie Forrester of Aerobytes, a lot of support from the CAA, companies like AD Holdings, Airbus, BAE Systems, Spiegel Technology, Cranfield Aerospace, Goodrich, Kearsley Airways, Meggitt, Messier Doughty, Rolls-Royce and Serco, and Marshall Aerospace, who are the engineering authority. But I do strongly recommend that you go down to the Vulcan village at the far left-hand end of the display area, or you could go to the Vulcan to the Sky Club stand, which is at the back by the hangar with all the flags on the corner. So please go to one of those two, and join the club, contribute. We need to raise £38,500 every week to keep this beautiful old lady flying. So please go and do your bit, and we'll be immensely grateful. She now lives at what used to be RAF Finningley, Robin Hood Airport, Doncaster, Sheffield it's called these days, but she has a lovely, sumptuous hangar there, and you can go and visit her there. They have tours around all the year round there. Well worth the trip, and it all looks absolutely lovely there. Now you see as she comes into there, you can see those big air brakes above and below the wings, and Kev brings her down onto the runway, the main undercarriage, she's down. Now, that's 16 now. Down, 16 wheels down, 2 to go.